Hello YouTube, my name is Anthony. You should know me as Anthony Ant ARBY for 1000, which would be in this bottom corner for non-full screen. Here is a review from a car that I got off of Top Shelf Diecast, or Top Shelf Decals, as it can also be called. As you can see, this is Kurt Busch's #1 Monster Energy car, and in fact, this website does custom cars, like it's hand painted, or in my review before this video, hand decaled. So that's why it's a Daniel Hemrick box. Daniel Hemrick #8 Caterpillar 2019 Camaro ZL1 Limited Edition. You can see my face. Hello, it's a bit distorted. And you're currently on a tub of hot chocolate mixed, just so that the camera's at the right angle. But besides that, here's the car in its box. Let's get this thing opened up. There we go. Get the box opened up, and when I get the car out of its cardboard sleeve, you can see that it is actually a Daniel Hemrick car. As you can see from the base, there's the yellow from the yellowy orange from the Daniel Hemrick car that they painted over. Let's get it out of the clear plastic. And here is the car. Let me just zoom in real quick. So yeah, here is the car. It's a pretty nice car. It's a pretty nice display car. I do have a few problems with it. One of which is the front right tire does not spin on hardwood. It does spin, but just barely. You can feel a bit of resistance on it. So I think it's meant to be a display car, not a racing car, which it makes sense for that, but I specifically bought this to be a racing car for my second channel, A&R NASCAR, which, if you haven't already, you should go subscribe there. So yeah, it does, let's zoom out, it does veer, you can see, it does veer to the side because of that locked up wheel, which is a bit annoying. Overall quality is alright. I was expecting it for this 164 diecast cost not 64, geez, that would be too expensive. $24. $24 this thing costs, and that's just the price shown on the website. I don't think that even includes tax or shipping or whatever, although I think it might be free shipping. One thing that you do get here that you don't get anywhere else is the Monster Energy banner on the front windshield. Yeah, you got the Monster Energy logo. You get Kurt Busch on the back of the car there. Now, some things you might notice straight away if you have a keen eye. I noticed them because I already know where they are. Above the windshield, you can see where the decal sort of stops, and it shows the matte black paint of the undercoat, because these are decals that can show on the back that the camera is a bit grainy due to me being zoomed in, but you can see that they're decals and not actually painted onto the car, which is kind of annoying, but I guess that saves time, but it does lower the quality of the vehicle. Keep in mind, this is a 164 car. Here's it compared to my hand. It's a 164 car that costs $24. Another thing I have with it is that the passenger side window is caved in and a bit broken, which is annoying. as well as the rear window is a bit caved in too. Driver's side is alright, except for a bit of exposed yellow, but that is no big deal. In fact, I only just noticed that now, which is a good sign. Back at the back of the car with the spoiler, you can see where the decal of it stops, and it just exposes the matte black undercoat that's near the spoiler. And then the most annoying thing about this car, besides the fact that this tire locks up, is the fact that the taillights are completely crooked. You can see that on camera, that this one is way up here. See how close it is to the spoiler, and then the other side is just drooping down. That other taillight is just so sad compared to the other one, and that really bothers me, because I have perfectionism, which is basically just one step below OCD. Also, they covered up the American ethanol ring, which it's understandable since it is a decal, but I wish they had that there because it just adds so much color to it. Plus, also they don't have the gear wrench sponsor down in the corner there, which I think it's fine without it, but it is a missing detail. There's also obviously bubbles in the decal. So basically, from here to the front, I'm not sure where the seam line is. I think it might be there. Is just one decal for the whole side of the car, and then the roof is a piece. The deck lid is a piece. The rear portion of the car is a piece, and then the side of the car is a piece. And I think the hood is one piece. In fact, you can see a little seam line there from the decal connections, just behind the front headlight. Where else would a headlight be? Underneath is a bit rough on the splitter, which kind of sucks. Keep in mind, $24. A bit rough on the splitter. Even above it, there is a little bit of roughness to it. In fact, there's that little white thing right there. I think that might just be, yeah, that's glue. That's dried hot glue. And then underneath, I guess this is the only way to take the body off of the base with the rivets, but the back of the car is snapped. In fact, there even is a little fragment right there, and then a bunch of hot glue there, which also makes it rough under the diffuser. It's not quite a diffuser until Gen 7. But yeah, it's a bit rough there. And overall, it's about like a 6.5 out of 10, in my opinion. I mean, for $24, I was expecting a bit more higher quality of car, especially since I bought this specifically for my second channel and our NASCAR, which I have help run by my friend Ryan. This the A&R NASCAR is a racing channel. Here, let me zoom out a bit. A&R NASCAR is a racing channel of 164 Diecasts, and this is his main sponsor because you can't get any energy drinks anywhere else, unless it's custom made by you or someone else. I'm not sure why they even. What doesn't make sense is why they even have drink bans in the first place. I mean, what kid goes like, "Oh, Brad Keselowski is my favorite. He's my favorite driver. His sponsor is Miller Lite. I want to try some Miller Lite because he's my favorite driver." No, nobody says that. So I don't know why there's even a ban on it. You can only get alcohol on Gold Series, and you can't even get energy drinks anywhere. I'm not sure why it's the other way. I'm not sure why it's not the other way around, because energy drinks are less harmful to kids than alcohol. Sorry about my ranting, but this is meant to be raced with, and having that locked up wheel, this is his main sponsor. The Monster Energy is his main sponsor. Gear wrench is only his secondary, and yet with the front tire lockup, he veers, which is veering adds friction, which is gonna slow the car down, which means he's gonna run terribly in the season. I repeat, $24 for a 164. I think even $15 is a bit excessive for a car that just fits in the palm of your hand. Ignore the Band-Aid. For $15 is a bit excessive for something that fits in the palm of your hand. Yet this is 24, and it's not even $15. Would be a good, at least a good quality car. This was not quite up to my expectations for the price of it. Matte paint is showing. I can feel that it's matte paint. They used matte as an undercoat. And that just makes it even more visible having it be matte instead of gloss paint. The tire is locked up. The passenger side window is caved in. The taillights are crooked, and just overall bad quality for what I was expecting. Like it being decals instead of hand painted. Although I guess from how small the little details are, especially the Busch above the door, above the window is a small detail, and the contingencies makes it difficult to be hand painted, but still, I was just expecting a bit more higher quality. But all in all, considering that it's difficult to come by, it doesn't make a great car, besides the whole locked up front tire thing on hard surfaces. Besides that, it's alright for its job. I mean, for 24 bucks, I was expecting a bit higher quality, but it does its job besides the wheel, and that's all I can really say about it. 6.5 to 6.75 out of 10, or maybe 7. I'm indecisive, and also bad at estimating things, but yeah, 6 to 7 out of 10, in my opinion.